Bringing you the NA team battle, which is drawing to a close. Right now, we are in the second portion. Overall, it's game number 11. Team Zerg won 3-1 in the regular Pro League style, and in this King of the Hill style second battle. Right now, we are in the final game. It is Jaeyun playing Protoss. Of course, yes, he is one of the best Zergs in North America, but recently did switch to Protoss and is doing very, very well with it. Going up against Gypsy in the top left, the best Terran from the region. So if Gypsy is able to win this, then I believe we will be going on to a super ace match to decide it. But yeah, very close so far. Let's see how it goes. All right. So the map is Polypoid. It's a great map to kind of decide things on. I would say that Gypsy is a little bit favored, but Jaeyun, I mean, he's a very strong, very solid, smart player. He played Zerg for many, many years and had great results with them over those years. And, you know, switching to Protoss, I think, has made him maybe even more dangerous now. So we'll see how he likes to play. Gypsy gonna go ahead and just do a forward barracks here. So that's... Oh, okay, it's a gasless expand. It's so funny because in my head, Jaeyun is still... I identify him so much as a Zerg. I'm like, you would never place your barracks right here against a Zerg player. That doesn't make sense. Not on 11. On 8, sure. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a gasless expansion, right? A barracks expand here. 15 command for Gypsy, most likely. Also, his scout coming out will find where Jaeyun is at, which is going to be super helpful to see if there's a Zealot or not. You can really tweak your build as Terran at that point. And get the upper hand. So looking at these two builds lining up, just the fact that Gypsy is scouting him very quickly, Gypsy definitely has an edge here. Whereas if he scouted Jaeyun last, for instance, he would have to play a lot more carefully. Or if Jaeyun, for instance, scouted very, very quickly and saw what Gypsy was doing, he might have to take his gas or something. Either way, down goes the command center. And seeing that there is no Zealot popping out in the next 9 seconds, which is, I'm sure he'll dart this back down by the gateway right away, because you definitely need to see if a Zealot is on the way. Ooh, yep, just in time gets down there to totally confirm. And so that means that he can just kind of play a very greedy style here. See, he's got the gas coming up. He started his depot and then started a Marine. So cutting every single corner he possibly can. Now, with the Dragoon coming out, and Jaeyun has not scouted, by the way. He's definitely going for a fast Nexus. He does have range on the way. He does have a Dragoon on the way. I think he's going to be making a second Dragoon and then a Nexus, or a Nexus, then a second Dragoon. Yeah, and actually the SCV hit in the base, which is kind of cute. But the Dragoon comes out. Here comes the Nexus, and yeah, he's going to have enough gas for another Dragoon here in a second. But now is where he's scouted. So what he's going to find, unfortunately for him, is that he's just a little bit behind. His Nexus is pretty quick, but not anywhere near as quick as Gypsy's. Obviously, there's no real cheese that Jaeyun can do from here. He can try to pressure the bunker, but I think that's about it. He starts a second gate right away, which will give him some more potential for pressure. The SV comes in and sees that second gateway, so that means that Gypsy can very quickly run up to siege mode. He does have that factory coming up. 2 Marines in the bunker. And yeah, just mining right away. Everything looking pretty strong. Now, he's going to throw down a second factory, because with gases, you basically always get 2 factories. And his scout saw that there's no, like, citadel or anything like that. There's 3 pylons in here. I mean, all the money is accounted for, so there's nothing to be surprised about. But this is... normally when you go 2 factories, you don't really want to go siege mode quickly because it's so gas intensive and so expensive. So a lot of times what you'll do is go 2 factory siege tank and try to micro against the goons pressuring your front. But because it's 2 gate and range is already done, he can get enough goons out here that he can 2-shot tanks by the time the first tank comes out. So that's where I wonder. This is where the game could shift a little bit, because we only have 2 Marines in the bunker. He can basically ignore those Marines when he's trying to chase down a siege tank. Will Gypsy get siege mode? This is the big question. Okay, he does. So you can see how he doesn't really have the money to do much else with that second factory. So he may just skip utilizing that for now. Third Nexus coming up. I love it. Maybe not that position because it's so close, but I guess he's got... I think the game will be decided right here. Gypsy should probably put some counter pressure on as he can. And look at this. This is a very cute maneuver there. Popping the SCV in and out. It takes a few hits. Of course, you need one SCV repairing for each Dragoon attacking to keep that thing alive. The tank moves down. It's not even going to micro because, you know, against 4 goons, that's so risky. And Siege Mode will be finishing here shortly. Second gas coming up for Gypsy. Has a depot as well as that armory. And yeah, I mean, as this siege is up, the goons are just going to have to pull back. He'll probably keep some on the side. Like, I think he can put one right here to annoy him, but maybe he doesn't even want to waste his time with that. Okay. Robo is coming up. Again, a very quick third base. Let's look at the worker count, 39 to 32. You can see a big advantage there for Gypsy. He does have speed and mines on the way. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so he's on 1 siege tank and is going speed and mines. So with how late this robo is, this has some real potential. His observer is not going to get over there before we already have the vultures running out on the map. So if Gypsy like slips these around, like if he goes down this way and around and up, he might be able to get in the natural or the main base or even both and kill a lot of probes. But if Protoss is really, you know, turtled up very well, then this can actually backfire because then you have 0 damage to the vultures and they basically just scout for you. And that's a lot of tanks that are missing, and it'll be hard to take your third later on. So he does run down. Oh, he actually, that was bad pathing there. I think he clicked down here and then clicked like here, and they turned around and started to go up. So the goons have spotted them. Jaeyun wants to make sure that this is closed up. Now, it's not the end of the world for Gypsy, I should add. He can still get a little bit of harassment damage. He's still laying mines to see where everything's at. But Jaeyun shouldn't take too much damage. There was potential here for a lot more damage. Ooh, a nice mine hit there. Let's take a look. Oh, adding quite a few factories right now. +1 on the way, almost halfway done. And, I mean, he's got a very healthy worker count here still. He's got his comm stats up. Got a couple of Goliaths here. Forge coming up. And, yeah, it looks like Arbiter Tech is going to be the play here for Jaeyun. All right. Looking at this game right now, I would say, based on the speed of this Arbiter Tech, we should see a move out from Gypsy. Like, okay, he started another tank here, so it should be a 7-tank move out, I would say. And that's going to be hitting before the Arbiter is out. So, yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning of the game, I think the game is going to be decided right here. Like, Gypsy should push forward. He'll have vultures out on the map to kind of keep the goons back. Push forward very quickly with the siege tanks and see what he can get done. And if he can kill off this base and get this as a foothold, then that is an advantage. But it can be hard to make this push work, even though he had that very fast expansion, which gives him a bit of an advantage here. You know, his units are just out so much quicker than Jaeyun's. Well, let's see. The Marines get pulled. A couple SCVs will be coming as well. This is a huge army. 7 siege tanks, 2 Goliaths with range finishing +1, almost done. A couple Marines, a couple SCVs, and a bunch of vultures. More vultures and tanks rallying up the map as well. And this is playing against only goons from Jaeyun. He has his first Zealot out. Obviously no legs as of yet. Pushing forward now. That first Arbiter is only about halfway done, so Gypsy has some good time before he even has to start utilizing his scans. Goons trying to come up for a flank. Immediately pulls these probes away. I think definitely a good choice. The +1, no chance of ever finishing here. First DT gonna come up. I love the DT coming in. Like, picking off SCVs, picking off anything here is good. Like, a siege tank kill would be gigantic. But yeah, even just forcing some scans to be used can be very helpful. Okay, scans this one down as well. Doesn't really get any damage. Picking up some Zealots into the shuttle. Okay, moves forwards with the goons. But the army here of Gypsy is way better. One of the tanks moves way far forward. Let's see if this mine actually does some friendly splash. It does. But the unit count here of Gypsy so strong after that gaseous expansion that really didn't get punished. What solid play out of Gypsy. The Arbiter comes out now. But is it too little too late? Starting to push forward. Oh, God, a turret's coming up, and that is almost a nail in the coffin against this. As long as Gypsy just reinforces this push nonstop, he is going to be in very good shape indeed. A single Dragoon left over. The Arbiter flying back. Mines being laid all over the place. We'll see if he can maybe get some good explosions. All right, well, running these down, trying to drag. Okay, I mean, he drags a mine, but it doesn't do that much. Gets the DT on top of the siege tank. Oh, he gets the siege tank there as well, but as you can see, it's just the units coming out of the gateways here. Jaeyun did take another base, but of course, Gypsy at any moment could send a Vulture up there to just destroy. More SCVs have come forward to build some turrets. Ooh, the DT's coming out, man. Double cloak. You got it. Walks into that one. Okay, well, he clears like a little bit, but still a lot of units left over. Right now, Gypsy back at home, going up to a lot of factories. 7 facts now on 2 bases, but I like it. You have to finish here. You can't go into a bigger macro game because the Arbiters are just better than anything you have. So very nice play. Also, let's not forget the Stargate is out here. So it's hard. He can't even make another Arbiter at this point. Jaeyun in a terrible spot after all of this. Now, Siege Tank going up into this 3rd base area. That is going to be dealt with. And I think this is going to be it, guys. There is nothing left here for Jaeyun as the reinforcements of Gypsy come forward. GG on to the Super Ace match.